What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what is Beast Week at United States Air Force Basic Military Training. But before we get into that, let's cover the basics. My name is Michael Airman and I'm an airman in the United States Air Force. I upload a video every Monday, so if you like military and or Air Force content, definitely hit the subscribe button and make sure you turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload a brand new video. Let's jump in. The first thing I probably should mention is that I despised Beast Week. Like, I absolutely despised it. I cannot put into words what I was feeling during Beast Week. But we are going to try to put into words why I was upset and how I pushed through. Also, it's worth mentioning all the way at the top of the video, before we get into the nitty-gritty, that Beast Week is now Beast Weekend because of the 2020-2021 situation. Usually it is shortened to, I think, like you leave on a Friday, you spend time there for Friday, Saturday, and then maybe you come back Sunday, something like that. I'm not an expert on the new arrangement, but that is what Beast Week or Weekend is currently looking like, but I do presume that it will be extended in duration in the future, probably in 2022. First thing that I should mention is, what is BEAST? What does it stand for? So the BEAST acronym actually stands for Basic Expeditionary Airman Skills Training. BEAST. What is it? In short, it is a mock deployment. There's sand everywhere, so I presume it's a mock deployment to the Middle East. But that could be my assumptions. I don't know. But there is sand everywhere, and you are, in a way, being deployed from your home base of Lackland to a place far, far away. And just to really immerse you into what deployments are like, or they can be like, and how you should utilize various different skills and, precautionary items to survive your deployment. There are about 2 to 4 different campsites. Now, before your flight goes to Beast, you are going to kind of be pre-organized into different campsites, I'm pretty sure. Not positive, but I'm pretty sure. And so when you get off the buses at the larger Beast grounds, there will be this initial gathering meeting in which all of the flights are kind of told which campsite in the Beast grounds they are assigned to. So, for example, a popular Beast campsite is called Reaper. I think another one may be called Vengeance. I don't know. But let's say you and your flight are assigned to Reaper. That means at this initial gathering, at the beginning of when you just got to the Beast grounds, you and a couple other flights are going to be like, hey, you guys are going to Reaper. Grab your bags and start walking that way, because that's where the Reaper campsite is. So yes, there are 2 to 4 campsites on the Beast grounds, and there are about 4 to 8 flights per campsite. That's a large range, but I don't really remember, okay? I know it easily could have been 4, but it may have gotten up to 8. Just know there's 4 to 8 flights per campsite. So you need to understand you're going to be exposed to a lot of new people when you go to Beast. Not necessarily within the tent that you are sleeping in, but just when you're doing different exercises, when you're being taught new things while out at Beast, you are going to be interacting with people not from your flight in any regard. So just put your friendly hat on and make new friends. So outside of there being 2 to 4 campsites and 4 to 8 flights per campsite, let's talk about the leadership structure within the trainee, pool. Yes, out of the trainee pool, what does the leadership structure look like? Well, of course, we've talked about it in other videos, but you are going to have Beast monitors. And so your Beast monitors are like your element leaders in Dorm Chief, except specifically for your beast experience. So there are other people in your flight who, have great leadership potential, and this is their moment to shine. So you will have about 5 beast monitors. So those are going to be kind of the leaders leading your flight amidst all of the beast challenges. Next thing to consider is there is one zone leader. And so each campsite, once again, let's say you're at Vengeance or Reaper campsite, each campsite is going to have a main zone leader, which is the leader of the beast dorm chiefs. Because again, there's multiple flights at each campsite. So if each flight has their main beast monitor, who is their dorm chief, then which one of them gets to rule them all? It's not that serious, but that is what the zone leader is. There's one zone leader per campsite, and out of the different beast monitor dorm chief main people, the zone leader is the one leading that clique of leaders, and they are the zone leader for the campsite. The next thing you probably should know prior to going to Beast Everyone is that you will get to enjoy 2 MREs per day and 1 hot meal. At least that's what it was for me. Now things could have changed, but that was what we experienced. When you are enjoying your MREs, be on the lookout for the good ones. Now you would think I would have done my research, but really it's a subjective topic because it all depends on your preferences. But I will let you know this early in the video that if you find an MRE with blueberry pie as a dessert, you're winning. Also, if you find an MRE with M&Ms, you're probably still winning. So keep that in mind when you open up your MRE lottery and see what you find inside. What do you do at Beast? That's a great question, right? All I've told you is that you go to this mock deployment big campgrounds, you get broken down into campsites, there's sand everywhere, and you might be sleeping in tents. And you are confused on why I didn't love it, right? I don't know. So, Beast, while you're in your mock deployment, is going to be focused on trying to give you guys the more hard skills that you'll need when you're being a soldier in the world's greatest Air Force. And so, of course, a portion of that will be going to combatives and learning how to, hold your ground. I don't know, how to keep yourself up in the fight. Maybe even win the fight. I don't know. But anywho, combatives. You will be going to combatives while at Beast. Additionally, you will be going to something called CBRN. And CBRN is pretty much the protocols that you need to understand if things get real nasty, okay? Real nasty. With CBRN, you will be receiving your MOP gear, which is the big, military version of the hazmat suits that you see in pandemic movies. Bad timing. But yes, so you will be getting your pandemic military-ish outfits. And you'll be learning how to put them on or don them very, very quickly. So far, if we're tracking, we have combatives and CBRN, which like I said, is when things get icky, you need to understand what to do. What are the protocols and what are you donning or putting on? And finally, another very exciting thing that you're going to be doing while at Beast is you are going to be going to the official Marksman or marksmanship course. So how to handle and more importantly, how to aim and fire your weapon and hopefully hit the targets. That's the goal, everyone. That's the goal. Yes, it's okay to occasionally, be a little to the left, be a little to the right, and miss the entire sheet. But most of your firing and bullets should hopefully hit the targets. That's also some pretty key advice from me to you. I'm really giving you the secret sauce, guys. I'm helping you be your best self. So those are some things that they are going to be teaching you. So throughout your multiple days or just 2.5 days at Beast, you're going to be going through different classes, different exercises, and things of that nature. Now let's talk about why I didn't like it so much, because that's what you need to know. That's important. So I was a little pissed the whole time. Mainly, let's start from the top. What's the first thing I should mention? The first thing is you do have some mega tents you're sleeping in. So it's not like a tent for like 1 to 4 people that are like sad and like, you know, we're going to the park with the family, yay. No, these are like industrial, like huge tents that sleep like 48 people. It's impressive. So it's not the tent that was the problem. The problem was the cots inside. The cots inside were small, made you feel like you were sinking into them, made you feel like they were made of sad aluminum that might just give up in the middle of the night, and additionally, made you feel like insects could easily find their way into the cot. That wasn't reassuring. Also, you had these really cheap, I think it's insect walls, mosquito nets that you slept in, like they were over you and over your cot. And the problem was there were multiple holes in almost all of the mosquito nets, which in my humble opinion defeats the point of a mosquito net. Generally, it being relatively cold-ish was not ideal. Outside the tent, it was freezing because it was winter, but inside the tent, it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. So the sleeping cots took a while to get used to, but hey, at least the tents were pretty large. That was a plus. Also, it's worth mentioning that while you were at Beast, you know, having the time of your life, you know, doing all the things, very exciting things, in the sand, lots of fun in the sand. When you're doing all of these things, throughout the nights, you know, when it gets really cold outside, you do still have EC or entry controller duty going on. So there will always be 2 humans outside of the tent manning the front door. And so what that means, if you didn't quite get it, is at some point you and hopefully a friend, because you don't want someone who doesn't like you and won't respond to anything you say for 2 hours while you sit there miserably in the cold. So hopefully you and a friend can sync up. But at some point in time, it's going to be like 2 to 4 in the morning. And you're going to be sitting outside in the cold, being quite upset, just watching the sand subtly blow on the ground while there's pitch darkness all around you. That's not true. There are some very bright lights shining onto the middle of the campsite, but just know it is nighttime, like nighttime. And you're just gonna sit there wondering how you got to this moment in life. Why am I here? So that is something that was not ideal and made Beast a little difficult to get used to. But I digress. I'm still here. I did survive. It's all tolerable. And let's talk about the last little thing that was really irritating. There were like too many humans and not enough shower heads. And it just caused a wild west like situation of trying to take showers. Like the first to get there, they were able to shower. Everyone else got in this crazy long line that like wrapped outside of the entire like, you know, restroom, shower area building. So it was just this crazy situation of when it was your flight's time to shower, God, you would just be waiting forever. And it's just, there's not enough shower heads. There's so many people. And you're like, this is so inefficient. Plus, inside the building, there's sand and dirt everywhere. So there's dirt that has been drug in with our boots that has become mud because of the water from the shower, people getting in and going out, going in, going out, going in. And it's this like disgusting swamp-like situation inside the building. So that wasn't ideal. It just made you look at the ground and be like, how do I get into my, you know, shower shoes when the shower shoes touch the ground? God forbid they accidentally flip over on the ground. But how do I get in them delicately enough to then feel as though what's under the shower shoe is so far from my foot that I feel comfortable enough to take multiple steps to get me to the shower itself? Those are kind of 3 examples of why Beast will test you. It will try you a bit. But you are going to be learning some very cool things. You are going to learn how to put on your protective gear, how to handle your weapon, and you are going to get to go through combatives, which I'm sure a lot of you guys are actually excited about. It is very cool, and I forgot to mention, you do get to have, at least I got to have, and eventually you will as well if they ever bring this back, maybe in 2022, you did get to have kind of a, what is it called, a sparring session with one other person around your body size. So that was fun. And we'll just talk about that more later. So the final chapter of this long video, but it is fun. It is a fun video since we're talking about Beast and it's such an exciting topic. Would be 3 quick little stories from my time at Beast that I feel are worth mentioning. First was there is an obstacle course, fun fact, I'm sure you've heard of it. If not, hey, by the way, around the Beast like campgrounds, there is a large obstacle course throughout the woods. So that is very exciting and I hope you enjoy it. And when I say exciting, to be honest, I just mean exhausting, because I swear at one point I was like, I can't even breathe right now. You want me to keep climbing up this darn, I don't know, like weird rope hill thing? I was wheezing. But it's a very fun time. Enjoy the obstacle course. But on one of the challenges, there is a rope swing where you need to jump and catch the rope and get to the other side. And I just really want to recommend that you do catch the rope. Because if you don't catch the rope, you're going to eat water. You're just going to, you know, like those TV shows, I don't know, Wipeout, things like that. It's that will be you. So really, you know, increase your, I don't know, coordination for this moment so that when you are ready and you feel the rope is coming toward you and this is the time to take a leap, I need you to go for it and actually make contact with the rope and not let go. And definitely don't miss the rope. Again, make contact with the rope and don't let go. So that is a bit of advice. I did, you know, make contact with the rope and I did make it to the other side. So this kid did not touch the water. Other people in my flight took a little swim in the pool underneath the rope. So good luck with that. Next, I want to mention just a funny little thing, not to brag, but there were very few positive counselings provided throughout BMT just because they're kind of rare. It's rare to, instead of have like a 341 is what we call the sheet of paper where if you've done something not so great, they'll take it, they'll write on it, and then your MTI will talk to you about it later. But you can also get positive counselings or positive notes where your 341 is taken and something positive written on it, and then your MTI is like, you killed it, good job. Just in case like another MTI, you know, pulled your 341 because you're doing something good, it will get back to your MTI and they can be like, so I got a good, positive counseling about you today. Good job. I just want to point out that in this entire situation where I'm actually just upset and being moody all through Beast Week, I guess I wasn't being that moody, because why did I get a positive counseling, a random 341 pulled by some random MTI that's at Beast campsite? He said, you, come here. We have noticed your positive energy and positive, like, you know, positivity, not only for you, but for the people around you all week. And we just want to, you know, pull the 341, Mr. Inman, and say, we have appreciated that. The funny thing about it, though, is I maybe this really is default me, like kind and nice or whatever, because in my head I was like, I am so annoyed. What the hell? This is trash. Why am I here? So that's just a funny thing that I thought was ironic, that I guess I was not exuding my annoyance as much as I thought I was. Who knew? And the last little thing that I thought I will leave you guys with is there is a peer of mine who was doing beasts with me. He was from my flight. And it's just a little micro story that I felt like sharing with you guys, that at one point in time, he, I guess, chose not to shave. And I always thought he was just kind of a hairy guy. And so at one point in time, an MTI was like, "You, come here," talking to the guy. "Did you shave this morning?" And he said, "Yes, sir, I did." And me, ignorant old me, I step in because I'm like, this trainee is in my flight. He's a really hairy guy. He's really hairy. He probably did shave this morning. I didn't see him myself. That was my mistake. I didn't see him shave myself, but I trust him. He really did shave. And the MTI goes, "I'm a 35-year-old man. I know what it looks like when someone, even if they are hairy, when they did or did not shave this morning." And I was just like, okay, well, he really is a hairy guy. If he says he shaved, I really think he shaved, sir. And the guy goes, "Okay, interesting theory. Let's test it. What you're gonna do is tomorrow morning, you're gonna come to this MTI office immediately after shaving. I'm gonna look at your face, see what it looks like after shaving. And then you are going to come back at exactly what time it is today, tomorrow. We're gonna have the same conversation at 3 p.m. tomorrow. And if you don't have the exact amount of hair coming out of your face by 3 p.m. tomorrow, we gonna have a problem." And long story short, everyone, the MTI was right. Because after the whole charades, and me noticing too that his hair is not growing in as fast as the second day, I said, why did I defend this kid? He lied to me, he lied to him. Why was I on his team? I should have just stayed quiet and said, I didn't see him shave. I don't know. I'm not a part of this. Anywho, we showed up. His face did not look as hairy as it needed to be to make his story true from the previous day. And so he just got all the paperwork. Because at any point in time, he could have said, "You know what, I was scared, I was lying, sir." But he really did it. He actually took it all the way to 3 p.m. the next day and said, "See, it's just like yesterday." Shut down. He got shut down. So yes, that's a little anecdote from my Beast Week. Long story short, in the pressure of Beast Week and in the amount of annoyance you probably will feel, don't let it lead you to randomly lie. If you get called out for something stupid by an MTI, do not just in the moment create a lie. Because if they find out that you were lying, it's gonna make your Beast Week even worse. Because he was yelled at randomly when he was walking around at that point. He was like, "Oh, there goes the hairy guy. There goes the guy who's lied straight to my face." So anywho, don't lie. And I, in general, or in conclusion, hope that you have a better Beast experience than I did. Because if you can't tell, it was not a walk in the park. I did not enjoy the cold, the lack of easy showering, the dirt everywhere, the sad excuse for a cot. But I'm a survivor. And that's that. And I'm here, and you will also get through it. I wish you luck. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe, comment, and like. And also, if you want to see a little bit more of my face elsewhere, I am on Instagram and Twitter at @MichaelAInman_. Until next week, deuces.